Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I want to start off with an apology. There was no video last Wednesday. I did try uploading it. It was actually this video I'm putting on now. I did actually try uploading it last Wednesday. I was doing it on Tuesday night, and by I think it was 3 days ago it was still only at 26%, so something's gone wrong with YouTube. So I'm hoping this time round it goes on. If it does, you'll be watching this right now. If it doesn't, well, you won't be. Sorry guys. So yeah, all being well, you'll be watching this. So as I promised last time, in this video I'm going to be tearing all the clocks down, getting them all dismantled, ready to clean up, plate the nuts and bolts and everything. Also I'm going to fit the new drive chain to the bike, got that to fit. I've also got all the correct sprocket bolts, nuts, washers, they've arrived. What else have I got to do? Oh, chain adjusters. The chain adjuster bolts are on, but I'm going to change them, and if you keep on watching you'll see why I change them. So, because I'm not leaving the ones that are on. I've got some different ones for it, but you'll see. All original, you know me, everything has to stay original, but you'll see why I'm changing them. Keep watching and I'm going to go get on with that. So I've stripped all the instrument panel now, speedo, rev counter, As you saw, that huge pile of bits I'm left with. We've got a load of screws, loads of self-tapping screws, that's all the stuff on there that wants to be olive drabbed. So instead of trying to plate it a couple of items at a time like I normally do, what I've done is I've screwed them all into this piece of conduit, and they're all wired up all the way to the top with copper wire, and then I'll connect that up, and hopefully that'll do them all in one go, so we'll get a nice, we'll get the same finish across all of them. And that'll also, instead of spending hours doing them in like say 1 and 2s and stuff like that, I'll get them all done. I think there's 14 bits on there, I'll get done all in one go. So I'm going to go and stick them in the acid tank, get the old plating off. That might take about half an hour, something like that, and then I'm going to stick them in the plating tank. Whilst that's in there working away, doing its magic, I'm going to go over to the bike, I'm going to get the drive chain connected and get that done. Right guys, got the rear sprocket, and here we have a pile of new parts. What have I got here? Right, they're the bolts, they're the nuts, bolts, and the correct washers. Also, I'll try and show you this. The adjuster nut in the back there, I plated those for about 4 years ago. I think it's about 4 years ago. If you can see on the end there, I'll try and show you that. It's all eaten into, and I couldn't really start sanding it down, because if I sanded it down, the correct size socket spanner wouldn't fit. So I spent quite a bit of time because I couldn't find any anywhere, but I found 2 new ones that I was hoping that I could just stick straight in. Now, when they actually turned up, one was in a newish Honda bag, one was in an old Honda bag, so you can see I had to replate them, which was a bit of a pain considering they were brand new in a bag. But anyway, so they've both been plated, so they're exactly the same finish now. But I want to extract before I put all the before I put the chain on and the bolts and bolt the sprocket on. I want to, oh, that's a new nut as well. Nope, don't scratch anything. That's a nice new nut because the old nut was missing. The washer's eaten into again. Back when I did it 4 years ago, I just plated this. I've ordered a new one. I ordered a new one about 6 months ago, and it's on back order. I might, if it takes much, if it don't turn up in the next few weeks, I'm just going to make a new one on the lathe because it'd be quicker, and I can soon whip one of them up, so that's fine. So I'm just going to take the back axle out. Chain time. Nice new chain. I've gone for an original finish on this, guys, like it should have, as you know, mate. So it's a black chain, it's a standard grade. Don't want any fancy gold chains on it. It shouldn't have it. I've looked at pictures. Originally it was fitted with a black DID chain. I'm just going to put this rag over the top of the exhaust pipe just there, because if it slips off while I'm trying to put it on, it'll mark all that there. Engine's in neutral. Hopefully feed this round. Damaging everything. the chain's on, the link pin's in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten the 2 sprocket nuts up. I've put it into gear so I can tighten these up now. Don't want to be too tight, just there's no torque settings for these, so just nip them up there till you feel them bite, give them that little bit more. I'm only tightening them up with a little 1/4 drive ratchet so you can see the size of the ratchet to my hand, so don't be using like an 1/2 inch socket set to do it or anything like that. And then carefully fold over, if you can see that. The light's terrible around here, guys, sorry, I apologise. There you go. Try not to mark the nuts, but there we go. So they're folded around now, so there's no way that nut, those 2 nuts can undo. It's a safety feature. There we go. So that's on. That's the removable link that's on. That's all okay. Right, I'm going to torque these up now to 30 Newton meters. I can't get the torque wrench on the back, so I'm going to have to tighten them up at the front, like so. It'd be helpful if I actually set the torque wrench. Well, that's it everyone, I'm knackered. It's 12:30 at night. I can hardly keep my eyes open, but we've got all the clocks dismantled, ready to be all cleaned up, all sorted out. The screws have been in the acid bath, they're now out of the acid bath waiting to be plated. Can't leave them too long because they'll start to rust. Drive chains on, the correct sprocket nuts and bolts are all on and everything, they're all fastened on and torqued up. The adjusted bolts are on as well. So that's it for this week. If you like the video, as usual guys, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell, and please feel free to leave any comments. If you want to see what those bolts come out like, all those screws, like I said, I'm going to get them plated for the next video. So if you want to see what they come out like, I'll get a lot of the plastics off the rev counter and all the clock assembly. I'm going to get that through the wet blaster, because like I say, you can blast plastic in the wet blaster. So if you want to see what all that lot comes out like, tune in next week guys, and I'm off to bed now, so see you later.